Quick question. If you couldn't work for 3 months because of an injury or illness, what would happen to your personal finances? For most business owners, the honest answer is it would be bad, really bad. And yet disability insurance is probably the most skipped coverage among self-employed people. Today we're going to talk about why that's a problem and what to do about it. Welcome to Cash Grab by Benchmark Ledger Solutions. I'm Kimmy. Today we're talking about disability insurance, what it is, why business owners need it more than most, and how to find coverage that fits your budget. Disability insurance replaces a portion of your income, typically 60 to 70%, if you become unable to work due to illness or injury. For an employee, companies typically already pay for this in some shape or form. For you as a self-employed person, there's not anything. You are the policy. Here's the stat that should get your attention. According to the SSA, more than 1 in 4 workers will experience a disability that keeps them out of work for at least 90 days before they reach retirement age. Not just traumatic injuries, but back injuries, cancers, mental health conditions, chronic illnesses. These are the real culprits, and they don't care that you run a business. For business owners specifically, the stakes are even higher. An employee who goes on disability still has a job to come back to. A business owner who's out for months may lose clients, lose momentum, or have to close entirely. Your income doesn't just pause, you can completely lose it. So what does disability insurance actually cost? A good individual disability policy typically runs between 1 and 3% of your annual income per year. If you're paying yourself $50,000 a year personally, you might pay $500 to $1,500 annually for coverage. That's roughly $40 and $120 a month. Significant, yes, but compared to the alternatives. There are 2 types to know about. Short-term disability covers you for a few weeks to a few months, and long-term disability kicks in after a waiting period called the elimination period, and that can cover you for years or even until retirement. So they're very different. For business owners, long-term disability is the far more critical one. That's the one you really need to be paying attention to. To find coverage, you can work with an independent insurance broker who can shop multiple carriers on your behalf. You want to look for a policy that is own occupation. This means it pays you out even if you can't do your specific job, not just any job. That distinction matters a lot for professionals and skilled trade owners. So own occupation basically means if you are a plumber and you get disability, even though you could technically work, you can't be a plumber anymore because of, say, arthritis. So under this plan, you would still be able to receive your disability, even though you can technically, quote-unquote, work. Here's your grab. Disability insurance replaces your income if you can't work. As a business owner with no employer-provided safety net, this is not optional coverage. It's foundational. Prioritize long-term disability over short-term. Your emergency fund handles the short-term, insurance handles the long-term. And number 3, look for an own occupation policy and work with an independent broker who can compare multiple carriers for you. This podcast is from Benchmark Ledger Solutions. We work with business owners to build financial clarity in the business and in the personal lives. Find us on benchmarkledgersolutions.com. Next week is another tool spotlight. We'll be walking through healthcare.gov, the marketplace, step by step, practically, so you know exactly what to do when it's time to enroll. See you on Monday.